Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now today we have here another device of Realme to cover, and that's actually the Realme 12 Plus 5G. Now don't be confused, yesterday we covered the 12 Pro Plus, so this device is without the Pro name and it comes in at about 500 to 600 ringgit more cheaper than the Pro model. So what does it have to offer, and is this the device for you? Well, let's find out. Now first and foremost, what's special about this phone? I think when you first remove the phone from the box, you might notice that the design is a bit unique. Again, it's very similar to the 12 Pro Plus. However, it's a bit more boxy. The Pro model is very curvy all around, so it really depends on what your preference is. This one has a flat back, it also has a more boxy kind of frame, and of course a flat display at the front as well. Now the design itself is still inspired by a luxury watch, so if you just look a bit closer, you might find those features on the lens itself. You have this very nice stripe that goes down all the way, but what I really like here is the fact that it's still using those premium vegan leather kind of feel, because it gives you a very grippy hold and you do not need to use a case anymore. Other than that, it also makes the phone a bit more lighter than a glass back panel, and it's also very slim. Not to mention, if you look at the top, you will see that we still have the headphone jack in here, and we also have stereo speakers on board, so just thought that you should know that as well. So that's in terms of the design, but another key highlight about this device is actually in terms of the cameras. Now what Realme has done here is they have put in the Sony LYT-600 sensor into this Realme 12 Plus. Now you might be wondering, what on earth is a Sony LYT sensor? Now long story short, this is a brand new lineup of sensors from Sony, and this is the first time we are seeing an LYT sensor in a phone under 1,500 ringgit. Anyways, the most important thing is about the performance. How does it take photos? Now I actually summarized my thoughts into a couple of points here. Now first up, in terms of skin tones, I noticed that the skin tones was really accurate, and that is what I like very much. Now the second thing that I noticed here is that in terms of night mode, the phone itself was actually able to capture pictures with a lot of detail. I was out and about during a rainy night and I was actually able to capture some pretty good photos, which you can see on your screens right now. Now the third thing that I must highlight here is all about that built-in OIS. Now with an OIS, obviously it's going to help you out in taking photos, not just in the day but also at night, and it's also going to help you out with taking your videos. So if you're just doing short videos, the OIS on board will definitely help you out. Now the fourth thing is all about that in-sensor zoom. Now this device comes with a 2x in-sensor zoom, and that basically means that the sweet spot is at 2 times where it will retain the most kind of detail. Obviously, you can still zoom in further to see people from the other street, but 2 times is the sweet spot. Now last but not least, the fifth point here is that we still have those film filters just like the ones you see on the Pro models. We have that here on the 12 Plus as well. Now in a nutshell, the camera performance is actually quite good, and I definitely have to give credits to Realme for putting in that LYT sensor in a phone of this price point. Alright, so moving on, now let's talk about the day-to-day performance. How does it perform? Is it smooth and all that? Well, this device here is actually being powered by the Dimensity 7050 processor. It is a 5G unit, and it also comes with 12GB of RAM, which you can expand by an additional 12GB. It has 256GB of internal storage. So these numbers should mean something to you. Well, basically, if you're just using your phone for day-to-day social media, browsing the internet, your emails and all that, and playing light games, this processor is not an issue. It will do all those just fine. However, if you're going to be playing a lot of high graphic games, maybe if you want to play those games, you have to tune down the graphics a little bit just to ensure a smoother performance on the device itself. But otherwise, for normal day-to-day use, you shouldn't have any issues there. Other than that, in terms of the battery, like I said earlier on, it is a 5000 mAh unit. It charges up via 67 watts super VOOC, and you will get to 100% in 48 minutes. The good thing here is that Realme has put in their smart charging kind of thing, so it actually allows the battery to be preserved a bit more longer, so it won't be charging whenever it finds it unnecessary, especially when you're sleeping. Maybe it will start the charging a bit later on, but you will ensure that the battery is full when you wake up the next day. Alright, so that's just in terms of the performance and the battery life. Last but not least, we have to talk a bit about the display at the front. Now the good news here is that some of you might prefer this display because it is a flat display. Now this is an AMOLED panel, that means the colors here is going to be very vivid. One thing I actually found quite interesting is that the brightness levels goes all the way up to 2000 nits. So very high for a device of this price point. You also get that in-sensor fingerprint scanner if you need that. But overall, this 120Hz AMOLED display again is very nice to use. Alright guys, so in a nutshell, who is this device for and should you get it? Alright, so I would say this, if you are having a budget of 1,500 ringgit and you're looking to get a new phone, you want something to be a bit more unique, the look to stand out from all the other very saturated phones already in the market, well, you might want to check out the Realme 12 Plus. It also comes with that pretty good sensor at the back. But yeah, let me know what you think about the Realme 12 Plus. Hit me up down in the comments down below. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Once again, if you have any further questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and stay safe. Bye bye.